The DIGGS brothers. The DIGGS brothers are doing some talking on Twitter, and it's fascinating in context. Mike Fisher reporting from Frisco, home of the Dallas Cowboys, getting ready to take you to the NFL owners meetings in Florida. But before we go there, let's go to Twitter, where, oh, shush. Thank you. Where Stefon DIGGS has a well-established habit, great wide receiver, of course, formerly the Vikings, now with the Bills, has a established habit of going on Twitter and saying things to get what he wants. And nothing wrong with that. It's a tool. Little brother Trevon DIGGS of the Dallas Cowboys, well, he's learning the habit. And if you look around the NFL and some of the movement, especially wide receivers, you can understand exactly what Stefon DIGGS is thinking. Let's start there. Maybe like no NFL season before it, 2022 has been ripe with blockbuster player movement and rumors that have some validity, much of it, of course, driven by finance. The latest change, receiver Tyreek Hill traded from Kansas City to the Dolphins, following Davante Adams working his way out of Green Bay and into Las Vegas, along with gigantic salaries. And now comes Stefon DIGGS' cryptic tweet, and then a very non-cryptic tweet from his brother, Trayvon, Cowboys. And the DIGGS brothers are raising eyebrows together. Again. Stefon DIGGS posted to Twitter, "It's always business, never personal." Now, what does that mean? Well, nothing all by itself. But it could be read as having some significance because that's the same general theme that was voiced by Tyreek and by Davante as they made their moves out of town. They said the same kind of things. Always business, never personal. And now here's Buffalo wide receiver DIGGS using that same phrase. We know it's the Bills' intention to retain DIGGS. And so we know and understand why Bills fans are saying this is stupid, and why even Bills media is saying this will never happen. Of course, Minnesota media thought DIGGS leaving there would never happen either. We can guess that DIGGS is seeing these big paydays that dwarf his present deal. He signed for 2 more years at about $13 million a year. Okay, and now guys who are like him are suddenly getting 25. In fact, Christian Kirk, who's nothing like him, is getting 18. Just to compare, Tyreek's new extension with the Dolphins announced in a way that makes it seem like he's making $120 million over 4 years. That translates to $30 million APY. Adams' 5-year deal, $141 million. That's an APY of 28. Now it's $29 million guys, and I'm DIGGS in Buffalo, and I'm making 13. So I'm making a little noise. And so he makes a little noise on Twitter, just as Stefon once did as he made his 2020 escape from Minnesota with his infamous New Beginning tweet. It's time for a new beginning, he tweeted in March of 2020. And the next thing you know, he had one. And he got a new contract that at the time was big, $13 million a year, 2 years ago. So what does this have to do with your beloved Trayvon, the breakout star cornerback of the Cowboys? It has to do with Twitter and brotherhood. We talk a lot about how the Cowboys use this brotherhood term, but Stefon and Trayvon are actually real live brothers from the same mother. So Trayvon tweets over the weekend, "I've always wanted to play on the same team as my brother." That's innocuous enough. I've always wanted to play on the same team as my brother. Big brother is a pro football star. Little brother is a college star at Alabama. Then little brother comes to the NFL, and now they're both stars, and they practice together, and they're very close. The most natural thing in the world. Not the created brotherhood that sometimes seems artificial. The real brotherhood, like you might have with your sibling. But still, I sure would like to play with my brother. That's innocuous enough. What brother wouldn't want that? But then Trayvon came back with another tweet saying that Stefon to Dallas would be fire emoji. Okay, you can't ignore it. You, as a, whatever you want to call me, you can't ask me to ignore that. Journalistically, I'm not going to ignore Trayvon not only announcing whimsically, I sure would like to play with my brother someday, but then saying, I'd sure like to have him come to Dallas, that would be fire. And now it's a story. 14 to Dallas would be fire, was what he wrote. Still innocuous? Probably. Still not even a rumor? Probably. Worthy of our conversation because the DIGGS brothers, just at the very least, stirred it up in the NFL, stirred it up in Dallas, and absolutely understand the shared power of social media. Yeah, there's no probably about that one. The DIGGS brothers get it. Fish out.